Alright, so you finally got your WordPress blog installed and configured, and we're just going to walk through some of the basic functionalities and features you should be aware of when using WordPress. So the first thing you need to know is how to log into the administrative dashboard. So what you do is you go up to your URL and you put /wp-admin. This will open up the login screen for you to get access into the WordPress dashboard. Now you should know your credentials from the provider that set up your blog. And once you've logged in, you'll see a couple things. And this main screen that you see here is the landing page. This is the dashboard, the administrative landing page. So there's modules here that can be configured, such as some of your website statistics, your current theme, how many widgets you have, pages, post, an ability to quickly blog post called Quick Press, recent comments here, drafts, WordPress blog news, other news, and some of the more popular plugins. So how you can configure this is screen options. You can actually select which modules you want to show and which modules you don't want to show, and you can also select from a 1 to 4 column. So we can make this a 4 column, so it's a little bit more condensed, but you see everything on one column. And this welcome to your new WordPress site, this is only here until you click dismiss. Once you click dismiss, it won't show again. This jetpack is an ability to connect your WordPress blog to WordPress.com. So with that being said, let's go through some of the features you're going to use here on the left hand side. So this is your dashboard. Let's just get rid of the screen options. This is your dashboard. So to get back to that, you can click here on the dashboard. Updates, right below it, is going to show you some of the updates. If your WordPress is out of date, if you have any plugins that are out of date, this is where you'll want to do that. Your Jetpack, these are some of the things you can configure. These are some other extended functionalities and options for WordPress to connect it to WordPress.com. Posts, this is where you do your blogging posts. So add new. It's pretty straightforward. You'll have to set up categories and tags, and we'll get to that. This is just a quick overview. And you have media, links, pages, obviously where you set up your pages, comments. You'll have a number here similar to this plugin if anyone has commented on your blog. Under appearance, you have things like themes, widgets, menus, theme options, background, header, and we'll get to configuring all those features eventually. Plugins. If you don't know, a plugin is an extension of the functionality of WordPress. So you can have plugins for, a social media plugin that gives you those little icons that you put in a widget area on the top right of the screen. Plugins can also be things like contact forms as well. Users is where you set up all of your access and your user rights. So if you have other people that want access to your blog, this is where you can create them, and you can limit their permissions. So you can give them a role from subscriber, administrator, editor, author, and contributor. Once you set them up, you can send their credentials to that email that you input here, and they'll get an email saying they've been signed up to your blog. Tools are great. I particularly only use tools for importing and exporting WordPress content from other blogs and other websites. Settings is where you set up your links, your privacy, some of your media and your reading settings, and we'll slowly get to all this as well. So the first thing that I'm going to do when I first install the blog post is I want to make sure that my title is correct. So I'm going to go to Settings and General, and I'm going to put in a title. So we're just going to call this Matt's blog, and we're going to give it a slogan saying my everyday blog posts. And this is where you can configure your URL. Again, this should be configured by your blog provider. Your email address. You can configure your membership for anyone to register, and your new user default role. So if you're allowing registration, you're going to want this to be somewhere below an administrator, so subscriber is a safe choice. Time zone, date format, time format, and weeks start either on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, all the way to Saturday. You can pick the date which your website and your blog recognizes. So we're going to save those changes, and we're going to go to the front page. So you'll see that because I changed the title of the blog, it also changed the title here as well. So Matt's blog, my everyday blog post. The next thing we're going to want to do is just quickly set up your menu. So in Appearance, under Menus, you're going to want to create a new menu, and we're going to call this Primary. And now it's going to say Theme Locations. Your theme supports one menu. Select which menu you'd like to use. Now this is the menu you see on your main nav bar, that black bar that we saw originally. So let's just go back to that and I'll show you what I mean. So because there's no menu items, it's disappeared. So let's put in some menu items. I think we have a sample page that's defaulted. By default, it's in WordPress. So we're going to click Add to Menu, and we're going to click Save. And boom, there it is. So now if we go back and we create, let's say, some more pages, they'll show up here. So let's create another page. Let's create an About Us page. Alright, let's just change it to About. And let's create a contact page. And let's also rename that sample page. So let's edit this, and we're going to rename this to Home. Alright, so now let's go back into Menu. And we should have 3 more pages, or 2 more pages here we're going to add. Save Menu. And now if we refresh your main page here, you're going to see these 2 new menu items. Now, by default, the home page of your WordPress blog is your latest posts. So one of the questions I get asked quite frequently is, how do I set the home page? So if we were to click on this, we're going to notice that it shows up that sample page content that was there originally. Now to change this, what you have to do is go into Settings, under Reading. Front page displays your latest posts, or front page displays a static page. So let's say that's Home. Save changes. Now when we refresh your blog, the home page is now the original page with that content. Now if we were to do this the other way, and let's say we wanted to create a menu tab for the latest posts, what you have to do is go into Menus and put in the URL of your blog right here and type the label, put it up the top, and then remove the other home page. Save Menu, Settings, Reading, your latest posts, save changes. Boom, there you go. Now the home page is a little bit lighter text than the rest, and it's also showing your latest blog posts. So this first video is just to show you how to set up your blog. In the next videos, we're going to get into creating more pages, editing content, and starting to configure the sidebar widget area. So I hope this was informative, and look for the next videos coming shortly.